Hey there, friends. So, my new workshop is called How to Love Yourself, Even When Your Mind is Determined Not to. And as the title suggests, this is about finding practices and techniques that we can use in our lives when our mind is hell-bent on self-abuse, when our mind is telling us that we are lazy or less than or not worthy or stupid or unlovable, or unable to create change because we're too old or too this or too fat or too skinny or too short or too tall or whatever it is that our minds tell us with compulsion. This is about learning how to hear what it is our minds have to say without internalizing those messages. This workshop is about centering in our hearts, in the voice of love, so that we actually learn with practice and intention and willingness how to become our own best friends, how to show up with grace for ourselves, how to remind ourselves that we actually are worthy, we actually are lovable, we actually are enough exactly as we are. And in my experience, as with every other skill, it just takes practice. I'm in a place in my life where I can honestly say, I love myself more than I've ever loved myself. My relationship with myself is so good. And even when my mind is taking me down, and telling me these lies about myself that I'm somehow not enough or unworthy, even when that's happening in my mind, I have fortified my relationship with myself and my relationship with my heart to such a degree that I still love myself. I'm still there to say, that's a lie, that's a lie, that's a lie, and to show up for myself in a much more compassionate and kind and empathetic way. And for me, there's no other practice that has changed my life more profoundly than dedicating myself to love myself no matter what. Dedicating myself to challenge my mind when it's telling me lies about who I am, when it's telling me lies about my worth as a human being. Not to go to war with my mind, but to challenge it, to recognize those messages as lies and to return to the truth that lives in my heart, the truth of love. This is what we're going to do together. We're going to look at ways that we can reframe these patterns that we've all gotten into with our minds, these belief systems that we've all enabled, these negative beliefs, these self-defeating, self-abusive, limiting beliefs that we've come to believe about ourselves. So it's going to be really beautiful, really powerful. Self-love is my favorite thing to talk about, my favorite thing to teach. I think it is easily one of, if not the most important practice we can be with in our lives, is the practice of loving ourselves without condition, with no limitations, and from that place seeing what we're able to create in our lives. How much more braver do we become when we know we've got our backs, right? What kinds of changes are we able to create in our lives when we're actually centered in self-worth and self-love? So with discussion, some writing exercises, some Q&A, we're going to dive into this subject and really look at ways that we can apply practices in our everyday lives, simple but not always easy practices. And with every skill, the more you practice at it, the better you become, until self-love becomes much more natural. And it will become much more natural with practice, with willingness, with intention. At the end of this 3 hour, I was going to say 3 week, that would be long, 3-hour workshop, I'm going to be offering a 1-hour guided breathwork session. And I really encourage you to sign up for that as well, because I've been facilitating breathwork this year, and it is a truly extraordinarily powerful practice for releasing stuck energy, moving stuck energy in our bodies, letting go of old stories, inviting into our lives new clarity, new wisdom, new ways of approaching our lives with a more expansive and open mind and heart. And it will be the beautiful way to close out this workshop, a really good release. So join me. If you are a paid subscriber to my Bigger Love newsletter on Substack, you get a very substantial discount on this workshop. So I encourage you to look into that as well. And come join me. It's going to be really powerful, really beautiful. And with all of my workshops, the people who are drawn to them, it's just an opportunity to commune with other open-hearted humans who are here to root themselves in love, in self-love, in love of others, in love of our planet. And yeah, I think that's all. So I will see you on Sunday, November 13th. And I love you so much, and I can't wait to spend the day with you. All right, big, big love.